Alright folks, welcome to the first cast of the first game of the day. This is the second not European. I got Europe on the brain for 2 days of Europe back to back. This is the second Korea group, and it's pretty sick. We got two great players here. Stats and Innovation also going to be playing today as well. But to kick things off in the top right, it is going to be My Insanity's aLive. Terran Hoip. And as we went to the bottom left, the blue Protoss Team Roots or Root Gaming's herO. I know sometimes it can be a little bit confusing and people are like, is this the old Team Liquid herO or whatever? No, guys, this is Root for Roots herO. aLive has actually shown up a lot in the Alima Leagues, Corsair Cups even. He just plays a lot of things. And we always reference it, but there was this one period of time earlier this year where aLive looked to be like the next innovation or the next Gumiho. Not saying he was, don't misunderstand my words, but he was like really on that road to make it happen. Oh dear. But, unfortunately, he's kind of lost some of that pizzazz lately. But I like what he's doing a lot. He went for the command center quickly into the barracks to go for 3 racks. Actually, with the gas, you might only stick with 2, because there's the Bien version of this where you get a reactor on it. But all of that's going to be still painful and frustrating to deal with what's coming. Normally, if this is a regular Stargate build, aLive has very much the upper hand, and the follow-up push of a +1 blitz across the map beats out almost every Protoss player we see face up against this. But this is like right next to the natural. It doesn't get faster than this. Also, had some bits coming in. Diesel Max Power, my dude, good to see you saying, Rifky you glorious nerd, have a great cast. And he takes a quick stab at the Bit Boss, who, by the way, last time Carefree Rogue was Bit Boss, he was Bit Boss for 2 weeks. He's already almost dead. That's that's cool to see. But also, people asking in the chat about the replay packs. Grazel says the replay packs are sent automatically, or you have to somehow ask for them. If you go to your Twitch inbox after any stream, usually about half an hour after any cast, we just send them through a Google Drive link over there, which you can download at your own leisure. That Google Drive link does not expire unless I delete the file, which I think there's still replay packs available from like 2 years ago, so you should be good to go. If you're ever missing a replay pack too, don't ever feel shy to reach out. If you're a subscriber to the channel, dude, I'll bend over backwards to get you that link ASAP. But Oracle's gonna hit before there's anything close to enough Marines to deal with this. For aLive, it's funny to say this, it might be better to take the worker losses than the Marine losses, because he really needs to get these caught up to 6. He really can't engage this with 4, much less 5. If he comes in like this too, it's really not gonna work out for him, but he gets some shots off. He gets some really good shots off, actually. About 8 workers die, that's to be expected. There'll be another 8 or so. Well, actually, probably won't be as many on the next round, because this Oracle's almost dead, so he can't really comfortably team up with this one. I was just going to mention, though, again, it's not necessarily horrible that he lost a lot of workers for this. It's not good, and it's never fun. Don't make any mistake, guys. But he's going for this really fast stamp, this really fast +1. And the idea is that he wants to keep these Marines alive more than anything else, so that when he goes across the map, he absolutely destroys herO with his counterattack. So yes, this is frustrating. He's going to bleed out some more workers, sure. But if he has enough Marines, he can just win the game straight up off the back end of this. And again, almost kills this Oracle. So both these Oracles very, very low. No third one being chronoed out. Back at home, a third Nexus gets taken. And I think right now, hero's hoping that aLive is frustrated and flustered. And, you know, he's, oh, I've taken too much damage and freaking out. But at some point here, aLive may just plop down a missile turret and run across the map. In fact, we already have one at the natural. So yeah, the idea is that the Marine count is just going to be enough to overwhelm, and even if there is something like an overcharge, the idea is that you know, since you're not fighting 3 or 4 Adepts combined with a handful of Stalkers, you actually get to focus down the pylon, and a ton of Marines with +1 can do precisely that. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear it, my alarm in my bedroom is totally going off still. I never actually answered it, so it's just telling me to wake up. I'm awake! I'm casting! Can't you see? I don't want to go up and turn it off though, so hopefully that's not coming through the stream. I can barely hear it after all, but anyways, medevacs pick up and go, and really this isn't such a problem that this is seen. Normally aLive would walk across the map with this, but the fact that the jig is already up, so to speak, yeah, it's a quick stop for the Stargate, making sure the pylon's dead. I don't love that he necessarily sticks around to kill this. In fact, I love more that he picks up and goes because he can't waste time. Time is of the essence with this attack. Yeah, again, the whole point of it is you hit when the Protoss player doesn't have a lot of units, and you've got this massive army with a +1. In fact, combat shields might just time out perfectly for this too, which will give aLive a really, really nice attack. If he drops into anything, he's going to have a very bad time, however, as the Stalkers and a Mothership Core with overcharges already waiting for him. Yo, Nifty Nathan says he's going for dinner, coming back to sub. I'm gonna hold you to that, Nifty Nathan. Have a good dinner, man. Oracle's already shoot away, but here's those Stalkers. Overcharge is not here on the front lines. Guardian Shield goes up. It's a little bit tough to take this fight. He's trying to bait away specifically so he doesn't get caught by anything weird. Actually, I say bait away. He's just straight up running away. Oh, I guess it was a little bit of a bait, hoping the army would follow suit. As another medevac comes in, it does have a Widow Mine, and this can get some serious damage done. His own third's being delayed whether he intended for it to be or not, so he puts it on the high ground, not wanting to mess around with the pylon too much. The medevac almost gets caught, but it does get an overcharge at least, I guess? While this goes on, though, he wasn't looking at the natural base. He's so busy chasing the medevac in the main, so 9 probes go down. A little bit of payback for that earlier damage, and the Nexus being focused as quickly as it is, this might just fall. And if it does, oh, he's got to contemplate killing Stalkers before getting out of there, and he's going to have no problem focusing him down. He abandons the Marines, so the medevacs live. This is huge. This was a really good attack out of aLive. I really don't think he was expecting the opportunity to kill a Nexus, much less add on 14 probe kills. Now as he retreats back home, he's in a bit of a problem too, though, where he doesn't have a lot of army supply. So he's desperately trying to get that bunker up. He slaps a wall down at the front to buy some time, but let's not forget, these are Blink Stalkers. They can just go right over the wall. These medevacs, absolutely necessary. I think if he had to fight back at home without any medevacs, oh, wonderful pickup on the Oracle. If he had to fight at home with no medevacs, no bunker, he's dead in the water to this counterattack. The bunker will hold the ramp, but not necessarily the Stalkers. Let's not forget there's going to be that high ground to blink up. He's trying to repair said medevac too. Widow Mines, Liberators. I think aLive is not exactly having won this game, but man, the fact that he got away with this, no counterattack, nothing killing him at home yet, asterisk, he's in a very good spot. Unless you are someone who just totally believes in Protoss and balance mining, then don't let me tell you who's in a good spot. Because in my opinion, pros are always the head, am I right? Oracle for Revelation is actually really useful here, because if the Oracle gets picked off, then there's no detection, so grabbing those Widow Mines would be out of the question. It's also noting whether it's safe to blink or not. Last thing he wants to do is blink into like 4 Widow Mines waiting for him at the cliff. So while this goes on, the other side of the map, we do have that Warp Prism out, third base set back down for herO. I mean, as we saw, this wasn't like the end of the game. Neither player really slaughtered each other for damage. The Oracle's got some really nice SCVs early. In fact, if you look at the income over the last 10 minutes, it's still very much in favor of herO, even with the Nexus having been picked off when it was, because he just had so many extra workers. Chrono Boost is beautiful like that. While this goes on, it's taking aLive a little bit of time to get that third base over. I think part of this was just that paranoia of not wanting to go to the low ground and get caught with an attack. Revelation wants to come and catch the medevacs. It's barely not going to do that. Actually, in fact, the Oracle's a little bit confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He does see a distinct lack of units and, of course, no anti-air to push the Oracle back, so I think herO knows an attack of some sort is on the way. He just doesn't know whether it's 1, 2, 3 medevacs, splits or attacks or Widow Mines or what have you. In fact, 2 Widow Mines boosting over to the natural base as we speak, drawing the attention of herO perhaps this direction, or maybe herO's not paying attention at all. Okay, quick pull, probe, quick probe pull, good reaction. Hopefully he remembers there's another one. But I love this too. He knows this was just kind of a bait. Looks like the observer did see the army to the north, so his whole army positions close to the natural, hovering around the main and the dead space. He wants to be able to catch this. Meanwhile, over here, 4th base gets taken at a herO. It's funny, that if probe comes back, I would love for him to repower the Stargate at this point. This is actually past the point where aLive maybe should have killed that Stargate while he was idly sitting at home. Got some folks discussing Pulse in chat. Yeah, I believe he was streaming earlier and then went to host Ragnarok or something after, which was pretty cool to see Pult and, frankly, anyone really taking advantage of the host feature. Give him a shout out on Twitter too. Feels good, man. But, oh boy, these Zealots are going to be a pain in the butt. aLive's not letting it distract him too much, though, because he scans over to the 4th. Now he's got to pick, does he position here? The army. He sees the army now with the scan coming from behind. He can set up the Liberators to cover his backside, but even then, that means the Bio's not going to be here covering the Liberators, so the Stalkers will eventually take them out. Turning around though, realizing that's the case, does chase off the Stalkers, now in a bit of an awkward spot. Pincer between two Colossus locations, nowhere for him to really run. aLive, in fact, just going to have to pick up and boost on out of there. Losing quite a few of his army units. Meanwhile, back home, these Zealots never did get properly cleaned up. SCVs at least were pulled away, so he's not losing tons of workers. A lot of probes go down here to the natural base. 22, oh my god, this actually snowballed very quickly. He trades out army for army not too badly as a lot of Stalkers go down on the retreat, and he gets the medevacs out alive. aLive being the key word. Name of the movie, right? Anyways, this gets cleaned up back at home finally. And aLive's upgrades are looking pretty fantastic too while this goes on. Coming up on +3, he's got armor. And man, getting that worker kill count was really nice. But keep in mind, guys, herO had like a lot of probes. Like, maybe a little too many. To the point where killing some of those workers may have helped herO a little bit more than aLive anticipated. And while this went on, aLive, he never got that second starport. It took him so long to get his third base up and running. So he doesn't have a mass amount of Vikings or even Liberators that take on these Colossus. In fact, catching them out like this is probably his best bet. He will focus 1, focus 2. Marauder shots are pretty good. Barely doesn't get it. Goes back to dive in. Finishes off that Colossus, but at the cost of a lot more of his army. While this goes on, a single Liberator sets up to deny the third base of mining. Nice moves. I like seeing this stuff. Widow Mines are also here with no detection, so big shots off of the Stalkers potentially. Now the Marauders mow them down. This means the Liberators, any new ones that get produced, won't have anti-air. Just maybe the Sentries? These Colossus look to be game-ending, but maybe not quite the case. A little bit deceptive as there's no warpins on this side of the field. No pylon was placed down. If he can find a way to manage this, he can hold on. But looks like, well, all this got considered, that Liberator back on the other side of the map was driven off, so herO is back to mining. Seriously, a couple Vikings would just do wonders here. Single Liberator to snipe off, with Sentries being the only anti-air, but he doesn't have any of that. Kind of caught in the back of the base now. Long distance mining could get him killed. He's really got to take control of his units. Maybe even contemplating picking up. No, he's going to try and go in, but the force fields block out the Marauders, so the SCVs die for nothing. Marauders can't dive on top of the Colossus like they wanted to. Now Stalkers have finally arrived on that front line. I think aLive is dead, guys. Give it up a hell of a fight, but GG's get called, and herO takes game number 1. Good start for the Protoss player. Keep in mind today as well, all of the games being played are Terran versus Protoss to start. Innovation versus stats on the other side of this. Second map's gonna be Mech Depot. Let me get this hosted up really quick. And I missed it, because I guess it was probably while some action was going on. So let me just replay that beautiful sound. I like to imagine like the Salt Bay guy just sprinkling bits whenever I hear that. Dovin Wolf, thank you for the 100 bits, dude. I'll read your message here in just a sec. Let me just get the lobby up. Live versus herO. Boom. It says, can barely read BitBoss HP bar. Yeah, so we had to really bring it, like, you can see it on this screen, okay. I kind of shrunk it on the in-game one, because, like, it kind of takes up a fair bit of real estate, and we got sponsored content, like, Ting is literally paying to make this happen. So, you know, alright, Mech Depot, though, see you guys here in-game. Yo, let's replay that just for a little bit of intro music. So guys, timing out with Surgic25's brand new sub to the channel. In the top right, we've got the red Terran player, aLive. And in the bottom left, it's going to be the blue Protoss, none other than Root Gaming's herO. Currently up 1-0 in the series. But man, like if we're gonna real talk for just a moment, first off, again, thank you Surgic25. But herO is one of the cheesier Protosses in Korea. And I mean, him and Classic are really a step above the rest when it comes to like just downright dirty play. So seeing him go for the Stargate proxy literally next to the base like that wasn't very surprising. However, aLive should have perhaps been a little bit more aware that that could have been the case. I'm a little bit jaded because I don't feel like aLive should have lost the game the way he did, but I think part of it too is like his build just didn't time out well for that. No scouting, no SCV. It's just like you got to play greedy with that fast command center. I will note too, he doesn't scout again yet this game, and we'll see if he actually ends up making a Reaper even. One thing I've actually been really appreciating seeing out of a lot of the pro Terrans here is that they've been sending that SCV scout. Part of it's because the timing of the Reaper tends to sync up with the fact that the Adept and the Mothership Core pop out around the time it gets in the base. But the other part of it too is on maps like Mech Depot, you know, there's not really a way to get back into the back of the base. You have to go in through the front. Keep in mind this is 2 levels of elevation here, not 1. So the Reaper can't hop up here, meaning it's a lot less reliable. If an Adept's just chilling out here, it knows exactly where the Reaper's coming from. Which, by the way, is one of the few reasons I'm okay with playing Mech Depot. I hate playing against Terran. TvT is like my least favorite matchup. But at least on this map, I know I'm not going to get dicked by Reapers. Anyways, looks like he's going to be going around the long way. I mean, the thing about the Reaper, though, is it will see the Nexus timing. Might not get up here to confirm Stargate, but I think, again, a lot of Terran players, you play with the paranoia in the back of your mind that the assumption being it's going to be Stargate. The old Reaper Dickin maneuver. Yep. Yep. I definitely phrased that as eloquently as possible and accurately as possible. But yeah, so aLive, as you guys will note, he did dip in here. Oops, sorry, wrong vision. He saw the Nexus, and that was all he was really going to get from the scout. He knew it too. If he dived in further, he'd probably just get picked off. So might wait a little bit in hopes that the Adept moves out or something's out of position and then try and scout. But for him back at home, he's not doing anything too crazy either. Second barracks is already finishing up. Excuse me, starting up. The starport is what's finishing up. And he'll probably go for a Widow Mine drop. This is part of what kind of complements the Reaper's failures. Rest in peace, buddy. The Widow Mine, whether it's randomly placed in the middle of the map in hopes of catching an Oracle, whether it's placed in the mineral lines, waiting to catch an Oracle. The point is, the drop you usually associate with this ends up being your scout. But he follows this up with a faster Viking. Again, this is kind of anticipating the Oracle. He's not going to catch it with the Widow Mine, unfortunately, but I think the second one... Oh, is he not building a second Widow Mine? No, went straight to Tech Lab. Okay, that's kind of annoying for him. A quick tank push versus Protoss. So I find this particularly interesting because I don't feel like Mech Depot is a map where you really get to abuse tank positioning. There's some maps like Abyssal Reef, I'm thinking Interloper. There's a lot of really good spots you can get amazing tank spots to just shell away your enemy with, but not in Mech Depot, unfortunately. I mean, maybe if you set up here, you could reach some of this ramp, but I mean, like, that's not the type of positioning I'm talking about. Oh, so, yo, what is this new Maynard loot emote? I like this. I can't believe that fits in the size of one emote slot. When I see him on Wednesday, because Maynard will be back for the BTSL, and I think he's going to be helping with the Korean round of 16 group too. But no confirmation on the second one. Just I know he'll be back for the BTSL. I'm gonna have to spam that emote in chat when I see him. All right, well we got Stim finishing up here shortly, but no medevacs to really support anything. Just that Viking. It's a really weird looking push coming out of aLive. I mean, timings on this are a little bit strange. And maybe the tank comes at such a fast time. Maybe Hero's just not ready for it. But I say maybe here with a lot of emphasis because, like, what base do you really kill with this? In fact, the Oracle's gonna cast Revelation. I mean, maybe he sets up to deny the third base for a little bit, and that could be cool. But we just witnessed a game where aLive straight up killed a third base, and that wasn't enough to win the game. Stasis traps are super obnoxious too. Kills the Oracle, but stasis trap still goes down. Tank in range to burn the pylon. So overcharge at the pop, but ultimately wasted. Beautiful. Can we talk about how the stasis trap range is way bigger than the stasis trap? Come on, Blizzard. All right, third base getting wrecked pretty hard. Stalkers aren't going to do too well if the tanks are sieged. They might do okay if the tanks are unsieged, but frankly, there's a lot of Marines, and he's setting up a bunker. He's already taken the base down. I'm really curious about this bunker positioning. Frankly, this Oracle was looking for some kills, but the Marines are already on top of this, so it's only going to get 1 or 2 of these SCVs. Stalkers heading southwards might be a lot more damage. There's not really a bunker over here, and the reinforcements are mostly Marines, not Marauders. So we'll see what the Stalkers can get done. And this bunker positioning is a little bit weird to look at. because it will help cover the tanks in a weird way, but I'm just wondering why he's forcing this position. As we see, herO just expands elsewhere. He says, fine. Have your stupid bunker. I don't got time for this. Medevac support coming out here too. And aLive's third CC will be finishing. Actually, this timing and positioning of the attack might not work out for herO, because no matter how much damage he might do against this front line, he's in danger of getting caught in the back line by aLive. Same thing we said for aLive, though. Might get caught by herO if he blinks on top of those tanks, but nope, that bio is a little too scary, and he's already pushed back from this. Revelation tags every single unit in the army. That's kind of annoying, because now herO, of course, can see everything that aLive does. No hiding, no sneaking, no cheating. People ask about extra supplies versus skins. So this is what the extra supply looks like. It's like this red box on top. The other part of it's just like, yeah, supply depot skins. They look stupid. Like seriously, the skin for the depot just looks like they attached magnets on the depots and they just happen to attract all the random junk in the area. I don't know why they need satellites. Gotta get that TV feed, am I right? Super Bowl's on, baby. Again with Revelations on top of the army here in just a moment. It's trying to keep this from happening, actually. So forces out a really bad Revelation, actually. Oh, Viking's going to get that Oracle, too. That's nice. Now, keep in mind, herO is going to still have a Stargate, but, you know, typically you don't want to be producing any more Oracles in the game. The first two are supposed to last you the rest of the game if done correctly and perfectly, so... Yikes. Losing those is going to suck. Taking away a lot of power by removing that Revelation. Storms are starting up for herO back at home behind this. He knows there's going to be a lot of bio for him to contest. So storms are going to be the great answer for that. Poor Dep should not have been sent in there. Super Bowl. Hockey fans only. Yeah, totally. I was talking about the Super Bowl of hockey. Because I like sports. And I know about sports. Don't worry, guys. I know what the Stanley Cup is. Okay. This attack towards this base is still maybe problems. No Colossus, no air support, no area of effect damage. I mean, if there was 3 or 4 Immortals in this, I would actually feel a little bit better about herO taking a fight. But with Liberators setting up and tanks and Widowmines leapfrogging forward, this bio ball is huge. I mean, army supply-wise is matched, but that doesn't quite look to be the case, especially with these tanks getting a couple shots off. The pylons go down very quickly, so overcharge is not going to be that good in this situation. Here comes those storms from the top side, though. Bio stuck in with no medevac support. Literally, one medevac goes down. There's nothing to heal the storm damage. And herO's going to defend. Not only defend, but push back, and he probably will push into aLive, too. Those storms could not have been at a better timing and a better position. He just completely wrecked aLive, and with having no medevac support for that on top of it was just like, oh, salt in the wound. Now the Stalkers are blinking in. Marauders would normally be able to take this fight if they had more medevac support, but 2 medevacs is barely cutting it. Widowmine doesn't hit much. New Marauders rallied in, are already being pulled back with the rest of them. As he consolidates his forces, he might be able to try and take a fight, but realistically, this is nothing he wants to fight. And the aLive down on 2 bases won't last too long. But, oh boy. Okay, that could have been better, but still 6 probes is 6 probes. And that could eventually even out the bases. It's evened out the worker count for the time being. But the worker count's not what matters right now, guys. It's the army supply. Mules even get pulled into the fray. Everything on this front line to try and hold. There's no storms to wash out the SCVs, but it just blinks away. And that time warp is doing wonders. Mothership core goes down, but aLive loses so many workers just trying to even defend the top of his ramp. Let's not forget, time favors herO in this situation. Storms are about ready, but he taps out, and a GG goes to herO, who continues to storm units after the game is done. You are disgusting, sir. Alright, technically I guess we're at 2 subs now. Let me go update this amazing sub goal we got. Alright, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, guys. First one of the day. When we get back, it'll be game 3, herO versus aLive. aLive is already on match point. Alright, welcome back, StarCraft fans. I haven't done any sponsor shoutouts for this series, so I'm going to quickly do that now. If you guys are interested in the sponsors whatsoever, You can check them out over on bttv.ting.com. If you don't know what the sponsors are, they're a U.S. mobile phone service. If you're in the United States and you are A, around Wi-Fi all the time, and B, you don't text and call every single day, you can probably be getting less than a $15, a $20, a very cheap phone bill every month by swapping to Ting. They have a cost calculator. I think it's called a savings calculator. Look on their website. Maybe they're for you. Either way, our goal is to get 30 people signed up before the end of the season, and just maybe we'll see Ting Season 5. But up 2-0 and putting his opponent on match point already, we've got the blue Protoss, herO, with his opponent in the top left, the red Terran, aLive. Also, it's worth pointing out really quick here too, guys, for those who are unfamiliar with the style of these groups, maybe it's your first time tuning in, there's going to be a grand total of 5 best of 5s today. Oh, just tap out aLive. Don't actually do it. That'd be so... Don't do it. But yo, man, this... What's going on here? He's not putting an SCV back. Like, I was looking at his APM, I'm like, he's not tabbed out or something, right? Like, what just happened? That's like so tiltingly bad. This messes with his orbital timing too. So it's funny to consider, like, a little less mule time, a little less energy. It's like all kinds of feels bad, man. This probe already doing some pretty nice indirect damage, but the actual SCV kills savage. Yo, Soft Cat Monster, thank you for that brand new sub. I hope you took advantage of the 50% off deal, which is still going on for 3 more days here on Twitch. For your first month only, guys, 50% off. It's worth noting, by the way, the if you're on the beta version of the website, it doesn't show the 50% off for some reason, which is a little bit awkward. So, yeah. Just make sure you turn off the beta version or refresh the page until you get off the beta version if you don't see that deal available to you. People are saying Team Liquid wrong time set? Wait, what? No, I see us live on Team Liquid. I'm confused. Someone else complained about this earlier. Sorry, that's why I got distracted by it. Unless I wrote the time wrong. I'm looking right now. 8 p.m. KST. Yeah, I don't know what people were talking about then. Sorry, I was a little confused because someone did bring this up earlier. Anyways, thank you, Soft Cat Monster, for that sub. Let's get back on track. TL is +1? What are we talking about? You guys are driving me nuts. I literally see us live on Ting right now. Ting is live on the calendar. Alright, you know what? I'm not messing with it. It looks good to me. It looks good to me. Anyways, aLive has not scouted. This... Oh, that was really loud. This may be a problem that we're just identifying for him versus Protoss in general. Last game he tried to scout, the Reaper was just not so good. A lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know, it's that poopy map mech depot. This time around, unfortunately, while he was hoping to go for this big Widowmine drop and maybe that would be a scout, he's unfortunately going to be pummeled to death by Oracles and Adepts, and there's a sick timing here, a really disgusting timing that is going to get caught here while he picks up and moves out. Widowmine burrows immediately, but this is kind of a panic move. He sees the pylon setting up too, and there's nothing. Oh, no, there's one Widowmine in the main. If hero's controlling really well, he's not. He's going to lose the Oracle. Okay, aLive may have caught a small break in this regard. He's losing time mining with the mules. This kind of sucks, so some indirect damage being done through that. Tries to put him back to mining. Looks like the Adepts will be dealt with too. Medevac could do some super micro if he wanted to, but instead Marines are just bleeding out. He does need to keep all 6 Marines alive, so very important he actually kept that up through that micro. Otherwise that Oracle would have wrecked face. This Widowmine in the main's off cooldown too, so this Oracle might be dealt with, but no, it's found a sweet spot. And there we go, nice catch. 7 SCVs die, but this was a much more dedicated attack. This was not just simply like an Oracle comes in for resources lost. This actually favors aLive barely, but does favor him. Cyclone out on top of this is going to guarantee that these Stalkers will not be a problem. He can land a Viking too, but the Viking's here to catch the extra Oracle. And aLive's pretty wise to what hero's been doing. Now keep in mind, for herO, the problem with this is he did dedicate a lot, so what's going on behind this involves him trying to transition. These new Zealots may be a bit of a mistake. I'm gonna just kite him around. I'm still waiting for that Viking to land, but the Stalkers are focusing on the medevac, so he's microing that around too. Cyclone should be able to take on the Stalkers, but oh, with nothing in the main, except that Widowmine, he's got to try and hope it hits that Oracle. This one never got repositioned either. So hero's actually finding some pretty good damage despite all of these losses. He still hasn't dealt with these stalkers either. The medevac can't pick up that cyclone to save it. This is getting to be pretty bad for aLive, guys. GG. An abrupt end to the first series of the day. And I'm a little bit sad too, because I really like aLive. But that's 3 new subs for today. Although it appears we have lost a subscriber in the process, so now this goal becomes tweaked. Whoops. We're gonna make this now 3 out of 6. I'm gonna adjust this as we go, because we're at 1,096 subscribers, guys. But if you're a herO fan, you're very happy with that clean sweep of a victory. Next up, we got stats versus innovation. We're gonna go to a sponsored ad break now. Keep in mind, for the flow of the broadcast, guys, it's always between series we do sponsored ad content. So this is a message directly from Ting. They'll be talking about their products, their services, you name it. While this goes on, I'll be taking the time to start videos with stats and innovation. We'll get the next series rolling ASAP, and we'll see you guys here in just a little bit. Thank you for watching.